Thursday, May the 11th, and this is Village in Motion, and we have a wonderful show today, as we usually do. But today we have Diane Gavitas who with us, and she is going to tell us about what's happening here at Channel 6. Welcome, Diane.
Hey, Clan, how are you doing?
Marvelous. And yourself?
I'm enjoying the raindrops on my head.
Yeah, very good point. And you didn't ride your bike in, huh?
Nah, a little too much rain.
Okay.
Even for me.
Yeah. Yeah, and folks, if you didn't know, you look outside, it is really, really raining this morning. And so this is a good time to stay in, listen to the show, watch the show, and give us a call if you want to and ask a question, okay, in regards to it. But Diane, what's happening here?
Well, one of the things I wanted to, a couple of things I wanted to update people on is we're always looking for resident volunteers. And as you know, being one of them, we cannot do this operation without all our wonderful resident volunteers. And we do have a core of about 50, 55 who come in and volunteer. They run the cameras, they work on our scroll or the Scala program, they do the voiceover, sometimes they do actual narration for some of the things that we pre-produce, videos. We also have them producing the music that you are hearing. And as with any operation, some people tend to get a little bit, just a little bit older and have a little bit more difficulty coming down as often as they used to. So we're really in need to have some new blood help join our forces. And you know, I know it looks like, well, I can't run this big, huge camera or sit in front of this keyboard or try to figure out, you know, I think we have, I don't know, it's over 300 individual screens. But trust me, we train you. We never, sometimes we put you in the fire, but usually we have someone with you to catch you, but we never have you go on your own without having a resident volunteer with you, kind of be your shadow, your guide.
And everybody who works on the cameras and works behind the scenes, I mean, they all seem to enjoy it so much, and they've always talking about the fact of enjoying it and looking forward to coming when they're scheduled.
In fact, that brings me to just this last week, I did get a really nice handwritten thank you note from one of our volunteers who has retired and had worked with us for, I'm thinking, at least 10 years. And because of his failing eyesight, decided it was time to step down. And one of the things he mentioned to me, which really just blew me away, was how he said that after his wife died, coming to Channel 6 really gave him a purpose and a new meaning and something to look forward to. And I've had that happen even with other residents who have told me similar stories. But whenever someone tells me that, it just, you know, really, first it touches the heart. But, you know, we as staff tend to forget about that kind of aspect of our connections with residents.
But Channel 6 becomes a family. I mean, it is a family, and it's part of the family. It's part of the routine, which is really nice. I mean, there's always somewhere to turn to. Everybody down here is always laughing, or at least most of the people are laughing most of the time. And
we try.
It's a nice atmosphere for people.
Right, and so even though it's more technically oriented, you know, we all, I won't say make mistakes, but, you know, if you feel like, well, I'm going to make a mistake, I mean, hey, I'm number one in terms of, there are times when I'm directing and I just I'm like, oh, I can't believe I did that, or, you know, pay attention, or, so we all have those moments or those days, and it's not like anyone's going to come down and mark you off and say, you're out of here. They might want to say that about me sometimes, but for the most part, and so I'm just saying, come on down. We'll give you the nickel tour. We'll show you what we have available, and you can choose whatever you feel you're interested in doing. And then we, like I said, we make arrangements for you to come and get trained on the equipment. So you can either call us, in our main number here at Channel 6 is 703-923 4639, or you can come by. We're located in Village Square,
Yes.
and you can even come by, even if you're, you don't really think you want to volunteer at all, but if you want to see the operation, we always welcome visitors, and you
Yes.
can always come in, sit behind the scenes, and watch what we do during the live show.
Yeah.
But really, the best time to come to talk to us is usually after 11 a.m. Monday through Friday.
And that's because Village in Motion every day is from 10 till 10:30, and then phasing down from that and doing other things.
Exactly. So that's the number one reason. I also wanted to talk briefly about the YouTube channel, and I'm just blown away. The other day I went and searched. I didn't go on YouTube. I just did the Google search, and I just plugged in Green Spring Channel
Yes.
6,
Yes.
and boom, it took me right to
It pops it right up. You don't need all the other
So
stuff.
you don't need to worry about the address. You don't need to worry about typing it exactly. Green Spring Channel 6, and it will take you to the YouTube channel. I would say 99% of all Village in Motion shows are on there. Sometimes, in fact, Gray, who's running camera too, said, well, what happened to the Who's Who the other day?
Yeah.
And, so remind us. Sometimes, we get busy and it kind of slips, or we think it got uploaded and it didn't. But for the most part, we upload them the day of, and they appear by the end of the day.
Okay.
But, definitely, usually the next day.
By the next day, by the end of the next day, definitely.
Right, but
be
if,
there.
if you've been on and you go, I went and I don't see it,
Yes.
then please let us know.
Okay.
Sometimes there is some issues with the, the site arbitrarily may take it down.
Right.
They may, for instance, some of the movie shows that we do, sometimes those shows air perfectly on YouTube, and other times they yank them because of copyright, because we use
Yes,
the
right.
trailers. And so sometimes that could be a hit and miss, and we have no control over that. And then the beauty of YouTube is you can watch the show with closed caption.
Oh, that's right. Forgot about that.
Right, and there's a symbol on the YouTube channel,
Right.
the CC, the little CC symbols for
Right.
closed caption. All you have to do is
Tap on that.
and it's not going to be a direct, word for word.
Right.
If you, for instance, say the word Smith, maybe it comes across as Smythe, or
Right.
some of the so-called common words like there may be spelled differently depending
Or with the
on
accents.
context. Some of the accents may not come across
Correct.
correct, but the gist of the conversation is there. And so that's a great benefit for those who have the hard of hearing issues.
Right.
And I do get questions every so often, well, why don't we close caption Village in Motion? And it's expenseless. It's just outrageously expensive.
Yes.
Expensive, and to do something as is. But even because we've investigated, even if we sent a program in after the fact, it is still outrageously expensive to have it
Closed
captioned. So.
Well, one of the other benefits that I see of you being able to go straight to YouTube is you don't need to change your TV. All you've got to do is just go to YouTube, and you can get the app for YouTube, or just type in YouTube and go straight to it. So you don't need to go switching around and moving things.
I've never noticed. I
Yeah.
never thought about that one.
So it's a real
yes.
benefit in regards to it. And from my perspective, it's clearer even than what we
it's
present
right.
over time. So
Right.
it's almost like they've cleaned it up, or the digitals, what do you call them?
The streaming.
The streaming, yes, is better quality in regards to it. So, folks, I'd say go to YouTube, look for us, YouTube, Green Spring Channel 6, and we'll be there.
And the other thing with YouTube is if there's something that you feel we've hit upon that you want to share with your family, especially like say some of the medical shows or
Yes.
or financial shows, and you go, oh, my son or daughter was asking that question.
Right.
You can just send them that link
Yes.
and say here, and so you don't have to worry about trying to explain it themselves. You can send it all over the world.
Right.
And so it's a great way to keep, especially for family, to keep abreast of what's going on at Green Spring.
And for people who haven't seen you for a while, they say, you know, I haven't seen you, really like to see what you're looking like, what you're doing. You know, if you're on the show, you know, go to YouTube and say, you know, this is the YouTube that I'm on. I mean, this is Channel 6 that I'm on Green Spring, and let them click on it and see you.
And speaking of that, we are also looking for residents who might want to be on Channel 6 as a guest. Yes. I know Gray Parks does our monthly Who's Who. Right. So if you know of a resident, if you know of a neighbor or even yourself that you think might be of interest, and you know, you don't have to be a rocket scientist.
But if we have a rocket scientist, we'd love to have one on.
It would be great. Yeah. And there are times, you know, we put on screen saying we're looking for this type of person to help with some of the programs that we're doing. So again, call us, drop us a line. You can also email us, and I'm not going to take time telling you what my email address is, because on our TV guide, right at the bottom, all the information is listed. Our YouTube channel, our phone number, my email address, so you can definitely get in contact with us. You can stop by, again, anytime, and talk to us direct. We're always looking to, like I said, get new people, fresh people on. So you don't have to just volunteer, but you can also be one of our guests and help us out with that. And last, so TV guides. So today's Thursday. Yes. So a new TV guide will be out about noonish around campus. And I just wanted to tell you where they're located again. So in front of Village Square, the Channel 6 at Village Square. Town Center and Hunters Crossing, Cubby area. Right. You can find this on the bulletin boards. You can also find it up on Village Bridge. Right. So several places to find what's going on. And all they need to do is look at it. They know who's coming on, although we occasionally do have cancellations like we did this morning. So the reason for Diane being here this morning, and Andrew's going to be here after the break. But we fill in, we make it do, and so... the beauty of live television. Yes. It truly is live. You never know what's going to happen or who's going to say what or who's going to stumble over which words. So we're just really glad that everybody's watching this morning, and we're going to take a roll in here, take a break, and have a roll in about behind the scenes at Channel 6. Stay with us, and we're going to come back to Andrew, who'll be talking about volunteering and the audiovisual events, okay? Stay tuned.
3, 2, 1, cue, and stand by for server. Village in Motion is a live morning talk show Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. One of the neat things about being here at Green Spring is that the residents are the volunteers that will host the show. They will run camera, they will run audio, they will run tape. Myself, my coworker, and our station manager will direct the shows and produce them, but the residents pretty much provide all of the hands-on crew for everything else. One of the great things about living at Green Spring is if you've never worked a career in television, now that you're retired here, now's your chance. If you ever wanted to, it's no experience necessary. We show you how to do everything, and I think that you'll have a lot of fun doing it.
Part of the work of getting the show ready every day involves first coming in and looking at the book that our manager Diane makes and planning the schedule for each day. Sometimes you might have to double check to make sure the spelling is correct and making sure that things are in the right order, but that's first starting off is checking that. I remember when I first started, I was told that this is the Channel 6 Bible, if you will, to make sure that is what's going on, you know, to know what's going on. And then also from there, you create a rundown sheet that every volunteer here at Channel 6 demands to see so they know what's going on for the show. And then from there, there's typing in the graphics, planning out different roll-ins that are going on, and then sometimes it's even the occasional calling our guests to make sure they're coming, because sometimes they don't confirm, and even before us, the staff, gets a chance to panic, sometimes the volunteers themselves start panicking to make sure they're coming, because they like to make sure that everything of Village in Motion runs smoothly.
So the music and the teams, and then you can continue to play VT1 while we start the server for.
Stand by to roll VT1, and go ahead and roll VT1, ready to track it, and stand by to cue and track it. Stand by to bring it down and cue Clint, bring it down and cue him.
When residents put something custom into the unit,
A lot of the residents that do volunteer here talk about how it's a great way to stay informed, because we're right here on the ground floor, hearing firsthand, whether you're on audio or on camera or hosting the show, all the latest updates about Greenspring. And of course, if you tune into Channel 6 also, you can get all those updates. We also have a YouTube channel, which you can find online to keep up with us on your phone or your tablet or a computer if you'd like to do that. If you have trouble getting Channel 6, I hear there's been some trouble with DirecTV, just, rumors.
This is what does that.
So when it gets a little silver on there, is that?
Yeah, go ahead. You operate this.
Yeah.
Get the flowers coming in. There. Now there's another thing we can do. There's a button here we push. It pushes us up.
They're making you beautiful.
That's a hard.
A nice pink shirt.
When I was just a little boy, I asked my mother, what will I be? Will I be handsome? Will I be rich? Here's what she said to me. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not mine to hold.
I think one of the most interesting things that I'm surprised that I've gotten so attached to is the relationships that I have with some of these volunteers here. When I started, I always thought, I wouldn't bond too much with the residents here, and it's amazing how these people are like my friends and people I tell like some secrets to and just everything about my life. For mentioned Bob Zykowicz, me and him talk about mixed martial arts and different fights like that, and sometimes he even tries to do a spinning elbow to see if he can do it right, but I got to teach him how to do it the right way.
I'm forever surprised sometimes when I walk down the hallway and residents will tell me that they don't watch Channel 6, or they'll say they only watch Channel 8 for the scroll. I think that you need to watch Village in Motion. It's one of the best ways to stay up to date. And like I said, if you can't tune into Channel 6 for whatever reason, you can find us on YouTube. As far as I know, everything's okay with the Wi-Fi here. So if you don't know how to get us on YouTube, I encourage you to call us, come down and see us. We'll be happy to show you. We want everyone to stay informed. Channel 6 is the information highway here at Greenspring, and so it's just important to stay in the loop.
Welcome back to Channel 6 and Village in Motion this morning, Thursday, May the 11th. And for this segment of the show, we have Andrew Seegers, who is the Channel 6 audiovisual manager. And he does a heck of a lot around here, as well as audio visuals. But he's going to be talking about Channel 6 and volunteering for different things here, and also about DirecTV, the remote operation, right?
Yeah, I'm the production coordinator. I wish I was a manager.
Oh.
My paycheck still reflects the fact that I'm a coordinator.
Well,
but I like that you think I'm a manager.
I read the wrong line there.
It's okay. No, my folder at the front desk says AV manager.
Oh, okay.
And every day I look at that thinking, well, one day.
Well, you should be a manager as much as you do here. I mean, because you really do fill in whenever Diane's gone. You operate cameras and you operate the behind-the-scenes equipment that I don't know all the names of.
They're hard to pronounce.
Yes, but you do a lot.
Well, it's a team effort,
Yeah.
but thank you.
But the team is what's so important, though, isn't it?
Right. So we are 3 staff members here at Channel 6, but as Diane kind of touched on earlier, we thrive on the volunteers that we have on campus.
Yes.
And Diane was talking about the volunteers that we need here during Village in Motion,
Right.
which you're one of them, and we've got Chuck and Gray and Paulette. But there's also a whole other set of volunteers, the Light and Sound Group,
Yes.
which
essential.
basically run all of the events on campus
Right.
that involve microphones or stage lighting or performances, because it's only 3 of us, and if me, Diane, and Avon were at every single concert, and every single play, and every single town hall, and every single Coffee with the Exec, we wouldn't actually have time to do Village in Motion.
Yes, right.
Or anything at Channel 6. So we enlist a whole team of light and sound volunteers. It's about 70.
Okay.
Ballpark right off the top of my head of the people that do the weekend concerts, the chapel stuff, plays. Those are the 3 big ones I can think of at the top of my head.
Is there anything that you do not do? I mean, that is not recorded or videoed
What do you mean?
as far as on campus? Is there anything that's not? I mean, to me, it seems like everything is there's always a camera person or somebody with a microphone
Right.
That's recording or whatever.
Yeah, and for the big stuff during the weeks, you'll see us at like Coffee with the Exec team and the resident council meetings and those big town halls with the board of directors.
Right.
We'll be there. But yeah, the weekend concerts is volunteer. A lot of the history forums downstairs, Paulette will bring a camera to that. The plays, it's Bill Chase and Carol Subic that will do that. So there's a whole team of people.
Yes.
So the point is, if you want to join this team of people, let me know. I'm kind of the staff point person for this,
Okay.
and you can call me here at the station, with the station phone number for Channel 6. Bill Chase is the resident point person of Light and Sound, and he's sort of more the one that's like on the ground with his finger on the pulse, knowing exactly, what needs to happen and what's needed in certain places. He's really great about coming up to me during the week and saying, hey, we got 3 lights burned out in the theater, order some bulbs. He'll say, oh, we need more batteries in the Acatink room. This microphone, someone dropped it, sorry.
Right.
I think we might need a new top for it. So he really knows kind of the nitty gritty of what's going on. I do what I call my rounds. Just every Friday I go through all the venues, and it's just kind of a quick, make sure the projector works, make sure the screen comes down, the microphones are on, nothing weird is turned off in the rack that's going to throw somebody off next time, and I clean the hearing assist devices. But since Bill is more involved in running some of the plays and the concerts, and he uses things on a more consistent basis, he's a really great person to let me know kind of when things need a little extra tweaking. He came up on Monday afternoon and said that the touch screen backstage during the plays for the lighting control had gone down, so I had to go down and take it off the wall and reset it, and now it's all okay. So I rely on Bill for that kind of stuff. Yeah.
When you say, I didn't realize there was a touch screen backstage.
Yeah, there is. They use it when the players are doing their set construction. They can turn on some of the work lights so they don't have to work in the dark. No one's dropping hammers on people's toes.
So basically all the things that happen around the campus are electronically controlled within that venue?
All the AV systems
Okay.
that need to be used for public events would fall under kind of the light and sound umbrella. So we could break it down by venue. You've got the theater, concerts in the theater, town halls in the theater, the plays, the biggest
Okay.
one. You've got the chapel, all the faith services. We've got a core of volunteers that run the faith services, Paulette, Tim, and there's a few others that names are escaping. We've got a whole spreadsheet of all these people, so I don't have to remember everyone's name. The chapel services. Hunter's Crossing is a mixed bag. It's weekend concerts, Coffee with the Exec, board of directors, and then Acatink Room has a lot of the history forums and ballroom dance. I will mention that if you're a group that needs to use AV equipment,
Yes.
it's best to find someone in the group as your point person that we can train on using that set of equipment, so we can make you part of the Light and Sound family. So then every week at your event, you guys are self-sufficient. Everyone knows how to press play on the CD player or get the microphones out. Because like I said, we can't be at every meeting. We
Sure,
wish we could, but
exactly.
we just can't.
Yeah.
So it's just best if you're a new resident or you're a new group, or there's a little turnover and your previous AV person is gone, just know to contact me. Be happy to train you, get you all set up and whatever you need.
So if a group wanted someone to come, and someone within that group to come and learn about all the AV equipment and sound and
Right.
and everything, they could come and see you and learn everything about it, and then they would be ready for their group if there's ever a problem with anything.
Correct, yeah. And it makes the group self-sufficient.
Yes.
So the group is happier because they can get rolling faster. They don't have to wait
Right.
to come get us and get us up there. But the system works because community resources is really great when they book a room
Okay.
for a group. If it's a new group, they'll let them know that they have to be trained if they want to use a microphone or a projector or something.
Okay.
And people are always coming down to me asking me for training. So
tremendous.
the
Good.
system works.
Good.
Yeah.
And so people are not doing the new system of having a mic in their hand and dropping it?
Oh, like the mic drop?
Yes,
yeah, I
the
mean,
mic drop.
it occasionally will get someone panicked that said they didn't know they need to get trained, and then we'll handle it. But that happens just every
Okay.
once in a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's not a regular thing like we see on TV with people making announcements and
No.
dropping the mic.
We're more worried about residents hitting the ground. That's what we don't want to have happen.
Exactly.
Nobody falling.
Anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere.
Okay.
One other thing I'll mention before we go, I see you looking over for your time cues, is the DirecTV remote trainings. So that's coming up again.
Yeah.
You probably remember 2 years ago, we did a big marathon of those for months,
Right.
when we did the
Right.
transition, because it was such a smooth transition to DirecTV. I don't know if you remember.
Oh, I definitely remember it. I was participated in those and greatly appreciated those.
Yep. So we did them again last year, and now we're coming up again. There's the dates for the June sessions.
Yes.
Avon and I will be teaching them. I'll be teaching June 2nd and the 28th, and Avon's doing the two in the middle because I'm going to be in Italy.
On the 8th and the 16th will
Yes.
be Avon. 2nd and 28th will be Andrew.
Yeah, and they're on all the different classrooms, so
Okay.
come to the one that's closest to your neighborhood. We are not there to answer questions about why you're not getting this channel and what happened to National Geographic and my son installed my cable box and it won't work. Like,
Right.
we don't work for just Channel 6. We do not answer to satellite systems, nor do we keep in regular touch with
Right.
them. So I wish we could answer those questions, but we can't. We are just there to help you learn how to switch your input from the local channels
Right.
back to DirecTV and vice versa. So if you come, please bring your DirecTV remote so you can follow along.
Right.
Yeah.
And so if people are having problems seeing Channel 6,
Yes,
yeah.
that's something we can help them with.
Okay.
Yep.
so you can deal with that. And if people need instructions about how to switch channels and to get different things.
Right. If they can't get Channel 6 in the sense that they don't know how to switch inputs away from the DirecTV channels.
Mm-hmm.
If they're doing everything correct and Channel 6 is still coming in fuzzy, then that's not really something we just direct you to AEI TV. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
With all of that, do people need to do a work order or simply come down to Channel 6 and see you or what?
To sign up for the classes?
Or sign up for the classes, they need to do what?
Oh, contact your community resources person.
Okay.
So Janelle or Kelly.
All right.
I would go to either of them.
And Janelle is located in?
She's right here in Village Square.
Good.
Kelly is in Town Center by the cafe.
Okay. And Janelle is across from the
Craft Room.
craft room, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
And for anybody who doesn't know where Channel 6 is, it's located very close to Woodland Skies and to the big
beauty
lobby.
shop.
And the beauty shop, right
Beauty
next
shop,
door to the
right
beauty
next
shop.
door.
Yes. So, yeah, that's where Channel 6 is. Come on down, volunteer, learn what's going on, and get involved.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me, too. Well, thank you so much this morning, Andrew,
problem.
for sharing that information. Folks, don't go away. We've got some announcements coming up, and the very first one